Please welcome to the Leon Loft, Devon Gilfillian.
What's up, y'all? It's great to be here, yo. All right. Ready? Come on. Well, I don't quite know, baby, how I fell down in this hole. Fell down in this hole. Yes, I don't quite know, Lord, how I fell down in this hole. Fell down in this hole. I went digging for a diamond. All I found myself was coal. Well, I tried to leave it, baby. Tried to leave it all behind. Leave it all behind. Yeah, I tried to leave it, Lord. Tried to leave it all behind. Leave it all behind. I didn't make it too far. I guess I'm the rambling kind. Well, not too much bitter wisdom in too few years. Tried to bury all my problems, but they're just gonna reappear. That's alright. Ain't gonna bring me down. Well, tomorrow might be heavy, baby, but I'm feeling good right now. I got a love down in Tennessee. Got one in Ann Arbor too. What? One in Ann Arbor too. Carson's got a love down in Tennessee, yeah. They got one in Ann Arbor too. One in Ann Arbor too. Let's tell you. He don't have no regrets, but there's some things he done do. Being down in this hole. Down here in this hole. Yeah, I guess I don't mind, Lord, being down in this hole. Down here in this hole. When you're down in a hole, ups. The only way to go.
Arbors 107.1, Devon Gilfillian here at the Leon Loft. I'll tell you what, right up front, why don't you introduce your band? Because that was great fun, please.
Absolutely. Over here to my left is Mr. Jonathan Smalt. Plays the drums, percussion, sings, manages, wears many, many hats. To my right here, Mr. Taylor Sweet Tea Thompson. He lays all the thickness on the bass. Also tour manages, wears many hats. And then you have Mr. Carson Cody over here on keys. He's multi-instrumental. He plays some guitar every now and then, and he's also the comedian of the band. He's the humor, the comic relief.
So, as I said in the introduction, it has been this progression, which is great. No names, but artists sometimes emerge, and they emerge so quickly that they don't even really know, exactly what their influences are or where they want to go with their music.
Yeah.
You have taken this time. You've had this time to kind of synthesize your influences, decide your direction, and all to say, there is an album that is sitting there.
Oh,
it's on the blocks.
It's baked. It's cooked up. It's ready.
Has this pace been good for you? Has it been a good thing?
This pace has been great. I mean, it feels like so many things have been happening so quickly. But at the same time, I feel like I've also had plenty of time to, they say that your first record, you have your whole life to write, But actually, probably 80% of the record I wrote in the past year and a half. And the pace has been great, and we really took our time recording the record as well. And it probably took 8 months or something from start to finish. Just flying back and forth between Nashville and LA. And Sean Everett was who produced the record, and he loves to take his time. And we just dove down all the rabbit holes and sometimes it was a long time we were in the rabbit hole, but sometimes we, either way, we came out and we figured we learned something new.
Interesting you said that 80% of this is probably written in the last 18 months. I think that's what you said.
Yeah.
Because I had noted that none of the earlier material that's out, and you can find it on Spotify, there's an EP, there are some singles that have come out. None of that is on the album as it currently is, which I will assume. That's why I asked you beforehand. Is this kind of locked in? Is this sort of what the track list is? Newer songs, more seasoned writer.
Totally, absolutely. I mean, I've learned so much from, moving to Nashville. Really, it wasn't until 2014, 2015, really, when I started co-writing a lot. And learning how to write songs and learning what I like and what I don't like it's funny looking at I've written probably 100 songs so far and 80 of them are not that great, but they taught me a lot. They taught me where I want to go.
Yeah. And it only takes one.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's the rule.
That Old Town Road, man. Lil Nas X just figured it out.
Sometimes it only takes half a song. So you said co-writing, and I just wanted to ask you, since you mentioned it, you said it was about a year or so or more, a couple of years before you started actually co-writing. Was this formal co-writing? Did you have a publishing deal, or was it co-writing just with friends and getting together and doing it that way?
For the first EP that I did, it was just writing with friends, and I think that was really valuable for me, and because you're writing with a friend that you can be as vulnerable as anything with, and but also everyone that I've written with, people that I've written with recently who have, because I'm with Capitol and Cobalt, my publisher, I've connected with on such a deep level. This guy Jonas Myron, I wrote a couple of the songs on the record with, and I can get with him and just pour my heart out first. We just talk for 3-4 hours, and then we write for an hour, and then there's the song. It's we connect on that head and heart level, and then we
and then the song kind of just like falls out.
Yeah. The hard work is the 3 hours of conversation, like
Yeah.
getting to the deep part.
Absolutely.
What do you want to do next?
I'm gonna do a song off my EP called Here and Now.
All right.
Come back, baby. Come back to the here and now. I know it feels good to be high on your cloud. Yeah. Come back, baby. Come back, yeah, to the here and now. Yeah, I'm waiting for your love with my feet on the ground, yeah. I know you don't need me, a king with no crown, yeah. Come hell or high water, yeah, yeah, I won't let you drown. Oh, come here and come now. I won't do you no harm, but I can't let you be. Yeah, you're burning up my soul, baby, in the third degree, yeah. Come back, baby. Come back, yeah, to the here and now. It's a slow burn, baby, yeah, this love of ours. Oh. I know you don't need me, a fool in the cloud, yeah. But Lord, I've been restless, hey, yeah, won't you lay me down? Oh, yeah. I know you don't need me, a king with no crown, yeah. But Lord, I've been restless, hey, yeah, won't you lay me down? Oh, come here and come now, baby.
Thank you.
Thanks again. You guys sound fantastic.
Rob.
So, I don't want to talk too much about things that people have not heard, but I do want to just say, just as just a quick observation, that EP, which everyone can hear, versus the album, which you can't hear yet, these things couldn't sound more different.
Oh yeah. I took a left turn for sure.
Yeah. But I mean, it's huge. Like the new album it's big. I mean, the EP was exactly what it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Recorded at home, or essentially
Grassroots,
small studio,
done in the shed kind of thing. And, you know, I wanted to create a giant universe with the record, and That's exactly what we did. We actually, I wanted to dip into the past, but I wanted to push it to the future is what I really wanted to do. And when talking to Sean about like that process, I mean, before we got in the studio, we kind of like we were like, all right, let's do this thing where like how Kanye West and RZA they sample old soul records. Like, why don't we make that old soul record and then sample ourselves?
Right. Oh, that's really interesting because I was going to say, well, did you sample then stuff? And no, you made it yourself and then sampled it.
Yep.
That's awesome. Okay, because that's one of the things I wanted to ask you about because I guess this is sort of the rabbit holes you were sort of
Oh yeah.
sort of referencing before, just like all of these things, like try a million things.
Exactly.
So when you were absorbing all of these influences, when you were a kid, music from the 60s, 70s, from your dad, you're picking up all of those influences. Did you have a sense of the sound of those records beyond just the songs and things that are great to sing, like just the overall production sound?
Oh no, I mean, when I was a kid, I feel like I was just kind of like hooking onto the vocal. Like my dad would be playing Stevie Wonder and Michael Jackson and the Temptations, and I was listening to the melodies and the vocal, and it wasn't really till like probably high school, even college, where I was thinking about, oh my God, like listening back to like the Delphonics, you just hear like this sound, this huge orchestral sound and French horn here and sitar there, and you're like, oh my God, like my brain was working in that more production way. But yeah, like when I was a kid, I think when I was 14, Jimi Hendrix was the first guitar hero / sound like universe that I heard, and I think that was like an opening of like, oh wow, like this is, I didn't know what was happening. I was like, how is he making this universe with the guitar? It's dripping all over the place, and that was probably the first time I was aware of like why, like, man, why are my ears feeling so good right now?
Your dad was a singer?
My dad's he's a singer.
He's a singer?
Wedding singer currently to this day.
So wedding band is a unique position.
Oh yeah.
No, because if you said, well, my dad was in a band, or my dad is in a band,
yeah,
and the band does this thing, and that's what he goes out and does. Wedding is different because you got to go to a wedding and do 100 things.
100 things, 100 like whatever song. Like my dad would be learning Nelly, It's Getting Hot in Here. Like when I was a kid, like when that came out, that was what he had to like learn the rap to that and go to the wedding, and it was the goofiest. It was like a 45-year-old black man, and he was the only black guy in the wedding band. So like they were like, Nelson, can you do Nelly? Okay, yeah. To me, that is the hardest job ever.
Yeah.
Like, because you have to learn. You're singing and playing music for other people. It's purely for their entertainment, and also he loves it too, obviously. But I did the whole cover, play 4 hours of covers in bars, and when I was in college, and I was singing songs that I liked, and it got hard.
Yeah.
It got difficult.
Beyond the appreciation for all of his music, or a lot of his music,
Yeah.
did he also sort of teach you some of those tricks? Like, because first of all, vocal tricks to be able to do a bunch of different styles and to be able to go hours, like hours.
Yo, I mean, yeah, like seeing my dad was the first. He was the first working musician that I've watched, and really though, like I learned kind of just I didn't really like realize how great my dad's voice was probably until I was in high school, and everyone was just like, oh, your voice kind of sounds like your dad's a little bit, like oh, you sound like Nelson on the phone and all that, that stuff. And so it wasn't until then where I like started to actually appreciate like his gift that he passed down to me, and I think he wasn't a writer necessarily, he was more of a performer, and so I absorbed a little bit of that, but it wasn't till I didn't really get my chops till I was kind of learning all those like all those covers, like the 4 hours of covers in the bar. So yeah.
We're not here for covers. We're here for originals.
Yeah.
You're going to do one of these singles that
Yes.
people can hear. New single.
This one's called Get Out and Get It. All right. 2, ready, and.
Got an eye on the highest mountain, mansion with a golden fountain, lie on Egyptian cotton, oh yeah. You want love that keeps on giving, a life that keeps you living, not gonna run from new beginnings, oh no. Stop asking who's gonna light the fire. Stop asking who's gonna take you higher. Oh yeah, get out and get it. 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 No time to cry when you're bruised and battered. Sweat and bleed for the things that matter. Oh yeah. You can hide in a dirty mirror, but the truth will be no clearer. Dust it off and take a good look at yourself. Stop asking who's gonna light the fire. Stop asking who's gonna take you higher. Oh yeah, get out and get it. 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 It ain't coming to you. Get out and get it. Oh yeah. Get out and get it. Oh yeah. Get it. Stop asking who. Yeah. Stop asking who. Stop asking who's gonna light the fire. Stop asking who's gonna take you higher. Oh yeah. La 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 dee, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 dee.
Excellent. Thanks again, guys. So listen, we're on Ann Arbor's 107.1, but we're going back to the radio station now as we continue on here at the Leon Loft with Devon Gilfillian. You can look him up on Spotify if you are now curious. You can also listen to the radio. Be on the lookout for a new album, full-length album, which will be coming just after the first of the year on the Capitol Records label. And you can hear the full interview we're doing here on Acoustic Café in the weeks ahead. And we have been brought to you today by Ceci Mazda. And now it's back to more music on Ann Arbor's 107.1. We clear? All right. Awesome. OP1.
So cool. It's so dope. It's way smaller
That
than an
thing
organ.
is, I no. I just unwrapped one at my house.
Oh,
Not for me, for my son. Yeah. All right. So your arrival in Nashville, again, sort of like not the usual story. You went to college close to home outside of Philly, and then you did a service year with AmeriCorps.
Yeah.
And that's what got you to Nashville?
That is what got me down there. I wanted, after I got my degree in psychology at Westchester, I was like, man, I don't want to be a therapist. I don't know if I have the patience for that. And I wanted to go back to school for music, and I didn't have any money to do it. So I was like, man, I had a lot of friends who did AmeriCorps, and they go anywhere in the United States, and I was like, maybe I'll do that for a year, go to a music city and work for a nonprofit and kind of just like maybe do something great and jump into the school of hard knocks and whatever, in whatever city that I'm going to. So I applied to Nashville, Austin, and New Orleans and got accepted to the program in Nashville with Rebuilding Together. And they fix up homes for low-income homeowners, incredible organization, kind of like Habitat for Humanity, but you get a lot of older homeowners that can't afford to fix their homes up. And so I did that for a year and then hung out in Nashville and then started working at City Winery music venue. And that's how I met John over here. And he came in and I on his first day, I trained him, taught him everything he knows about Han Pinot Noir 2016.
Just precisely one thing.
That's it. That's all I knew. I love that Han Pinot Noir. I was like, sell this. Just sell this. and then we just became homies. And then like honestly, like 8 months later, he was like, you play music? I was like, yeah. You play music? Yeah. And we were like, yeah, whatever, dude. And 8 months later, I finally sent him my song Home, which is on my first EP, and I had like a raw demo version of it on SoundCloud, and he listened to it and he was like, dude, what are you doing? We need to make an EP, bro. Like, let's go. And that was it. That was the beginning of this project.
That is, interesting for numerous reasons. One that I didn't know, psych degree.
I learned a little bit.
Me too. And I didn't want to be a therapist either. And 25 years later, here I am. Oh, okay. And then the AmeriCorps, I was going to ask you what projects you did. Did you have a good time in AmeriCorps?
I had an amazing time.
Would you highly recommend AmeriCorps?
Absolutely. I would recommend it for kids, if you don't know what you want to do after high school, like do AmeriCorps for a year or two, and you get an education reward, and you can go back to school. You learn how to save money and live life and bust your butt, and it's such an incredible experience. I would definitely recommend it.
Safe?
It's safe.
I only asked because my youngest just got accepted to AmeriCorps for next year.
It is safe, it's definitely safe. It's definitely safe. They put you, you're living at the lowest income level, and that's how they want you to experience it, and which is, I think, incredible because you put yourself at that level, the people that you're helping, and it's for sure safe, for sure.
No, I'm kidding.
In New Orleans, just keep your head on swivel wherever you're at,
He's going to, he'll be based in Denver.
Oh, Denver, okay. Oh, yeah. That's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. But that region is a big,
I'm sure.
I'm watching hurricane season very, very closely because Louisiana, Texas, that's all part of his territory. Anyway, we could go on.
It's going to be great.
Yeah, it's going to be great. So clearly, once you and Jonathan had met, like this was a project. This became then a project. So there was never really any consideration. I mean, being in Philadelphia, hey, New York is like pretty close. There's a lot of music happening there, a little bit. Atlanta, Los Angeles. I mean, there are other places to go, but I mean, really, you were probably in the right place anyway.
Absolutely. I mean, in New York and LA, I definitely fell in love with LA over the past year, being there recording for 4 months. But Nashville is such an amazing, I think it's one of the best music cities because it's still affordable. Mm-hmm. And you can work a restaurant job for 25, 30 hours a week and then have that rest of the time to be creative and afford to live there. And Philly was awesome. I was young. I was a young kid when I was living outside of Philly, and I didn't get to appreciate the music scene that was there because I wasn't old enough to get out there. And by the time I was in college, and I was like, I don't know where to go, And Nashville was an amazing. I'm so glad that I got accepted to the program in Nashville.
Yeah, and it is affordable.
Yeah,
for the next 6 to 12 minutes.
So for 6 to 12 minutes exactly.
Keep checking.
80 people moving there a day. It's crazy.
I have it's now a treat for all of you. So we had been talking about all this stuff, and sort of in this intricate arrangement, what we've decided to do is play for you now some of these songs that nobody's heard, because these are songs that are going to be on this album that comes out. There's even a tentative title, which I'll tell you, or no, which I'm going to
Yeah.
let Devon tell you the tentative title is.
Black Hole Rainbow is the title of the album, and I named it that because I feel like when I'm in my unhealthy, I wrote the record coming out of coming out of a breakup and kind of figuring out how to love myself and be alone and figure out being happy being alone and sometimes when you fall in that unhealthy stage in your life, you kind of feel like you're getting sucked into a black hole. And I wanted, but also out of that, darkness, you come through and you find the love and the colors and the beauty and the rainbow and that's kind of where I wanted to me the record kind of represents that, the darkness, but also the light that comes out of that and the beauty that comes out of that.
What's the song?
This song is called Lonely.
Okay.
Don't you worry, just wait longer. When you struggle, you grow stronger. All the weight that's sitting down on your chest, just let go of your regrets. No, it's not over yet. Look around you, they're all there. Those who love you, those who care. And remember, just give what you can give. It's all in the way you live, the life you live. If you're lonely, you're not the only. If you're lost and your world is breaking, I will put you back together. I'll put you back. If you're falling, I will catch you. If you're lonely, 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 you're not the only. Don't be sorry for your sorrow. Don't you hurry for tomorrow. Out of ashes comes the start of something new. Oh, the only way is through. The only way. If you're lonely, you're not the only. If you're lost and your world is breaking, I will put you back together. I'll put you back. If you're falling, I will catch you. If you're lonely, 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 you're not the only. Yeah. Light can't shine without darkness. Joy is nothing without pain. Don't be afraid of the shadows. The sun comes after the rain. If you're lonely, you're not the only. If you're lost and your world is breaking, I will put you back together. I'll put you back together. If you're falling, I will catch you. If you're lonely, 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 you're not the only. Yeah. If you're lonely, 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 you're not the only. Yeah. If you're lonely, 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 you're not
you. Thank you. It's so strange playing like stripped down, because like on the record there's like I sing like 100 background voices to make like a choir kind of big sound, and
like I said, it's
timpanis
huge. That record sounds huge. I can't wait for people to hear this. So, you recorded in L.A., but you are living there in Nashville. And as you said, co-writing opportunities that you've been doing over the years. Writing trips as well. I mean, I know like Jamie Liddell wrote Get Out and Get It with you, but
yeah.
he's from the UK, but I think he's actually living in Nashville, right?
Yeah, he's in Nashville.
Okay.
He's in Nashville.
All right.
Yeah.
But have you been doing writing trips to,
Oh yeah, I've I haven't been doing enough writing trips to LA this year. I need to get out. We need to talk to somebody about that. But no, I've been writing a lot in Nashville right now, just kind of getting ready to just always write. I think it's important to keep the creative going, and I've been staying in Nashville recently.
Okay, all right. But you bring as much, and you did mention this sort of getting down into it and having a long discussion to come to writing a song, to actually writing the song. But I mean, you do actually learn as much from those sessions most of the time compared to even what you bring. I mean, like,
Totally.
whole new things come in just through the experience of sitting down and talking to somebody.
Absolutely, and it's like dating when you're co-writing. Sometimes you connect with another writer, and sometimes you don't. But when you do, you're really, to me, the most important thing is just being. You have to connect to that other person through the heart, through the head, and be on the same page to understand what is this song going to be about. Mm-hmm. And if you don't have that, then you're kind of like fighting against each other. And I think that's so important.
Yeah. Finally, there is a song on the new album called Full Disclosure, which actually starts with a needle drop, and there's surface noise. And I thought, well, I wonder if that, too, was sort of a sound of childhood. Like, I mean, you grew up in the 90s, essentially 90s and the aughts.
Yeah.
A working turntable kicking around someplace?
Absolutely. In my dad's music room, he had and up in the attic, it would be like 99 degrees up in the attic. No air conditioning up there. I would go up there and throw on like Allman Brothers records, and I remember he had a Howlin' Wolf London Sessions record that I would throw on, and like just kind of like as I was learning how to play guitar, I'd like search for the key and I know the pentatonic scale here. And kind of figured it out. And so, but as far as like on the record, like what we did is for the recording process, we took all the songs, we went into this old studio in Hollywood and recorded it to tape, and then put all the instrumentals to the record on a vinyl. And then we took that vinyl and we mixed it, mastered it, put it to vinyl, and then we sampled the vinyl. I took Get Out and Get It and like chopped it up and put it in this drum machine and actually replayed each instrument, like the keys, the drums, the bass, through a drum machine. And that was the only song we did that way. But like for other songs, we just took for Full Disclosure, we just kind of took that structure that we laid on the instrumental and laid all the magic over it. Carson put his synthesizer wizardry on it, and I laid down all the vocals. So yeah. So
that needle is actually
that's real.
I mean, that is a drop on the track that is actually being used on the. That's not just added.
No, it was like actually the needle going on there. It's like, and throughout the record, I feel like it gives it that like old sound, but also you're like, that's not from 1970.
Yeah. Well, they make speakers here. Next door, they make turntables.
Oh.
I'm not kidding.
Ooh,
yeah, MoFi Electronics is right next door. They do turntables. All right. Yeah. John, you here? Yeah, he's here.
Hey.
Hi, John.
Thank you so much. This has really been a joy. All of you,
Thank you,
for
Rob.
coming. What do you want to do last? Do you get another one of these from the album?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
great.
I'm gonna do a song called "Good Life," and this is one of my favorite songs off the record. It's about putting yourself in other people's shoes. You know, people coming from a different culture, country, race. You know, and just empathizing with them and trying to understand what they're going through, and how beautiful diversity is. You know. The song's called "The Good Life." I remember yesterday, trouble was so far away, making castles in the sand. Everyone a different shade, but everybody was the same when the lion kissed the lamb. Ooh, so it seems in my dreams, may it be, I'm talking about that good life. I can see all the colors show us what it really means to be beautiful. Remember when the violence stopped and all the doors are left unlocked, and the stranger was your brother. Remember when the bank got sold and everybody took their gold and everybody helped each other. Ooh, so it seems in my dreams, may it be, I'm talking about that good life. I can see all the colors show us what it really means to be beautiful. I'm talking about that good life where we all have peace. We don't shut our doors and tell them all to leave, 'cause they're beautiful. Whoa. Oh, come on. We gotta act, love attack. Take your mind back in time. Rewind to Eden, where we can find peace, Lord, if we're just believing. I'm talking about that good life. I can see all the colors show us what it really means to be beautiful. Whoa. I'm talking about that good life where we all have peace. We don't shut our doors and tell them all to leave, 'cause they're beautiful.
Thank you.